Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I did not stream yesterday because it was a holiday and I had things that was going on. I hope everybody had a good Memorial Day if you celebrate. We had a barbecue and it was super yummy. I'm just trying to get set up here. I had a couple little hiccups. Hopefully the microphone sounds better than last week. I am working on trying to get the camera better than better than what it is, but that might take another week to try to figure that one out. Just getting some gloves and stuff on here because we're going to be working with resin today. Oops. Let me know if the microphone sounds like you can't hear me. I need to turn the volume up. Let me know if you're having trouble seeing or if you've got any questions. We'll see how this second stream goes. I'm just trying to get all settled in here. Okay. So what I've got here is, let me see if I can get this up to the camera here. This little pin. So I ordered these pins to be made out of acrylic, and they did not, some of them, they're not very good quality. I got them really super cheap though, but it's kind of a bummer. You can see how like this pin back. Are we back? OBS was saying it was disconnecting. I hope we're back. Anyway, so they weren't printed super great. I guess, I don't know. I don't know a lot about when you get this stuff printed onto the back of the acrylic, but it didn't stick. Or it doesn't stick very well. Also, I don't know. Some of these are crooked. There's not much I can do about these. These I think I'm just going to have to do B grade on. And maybe put them in some blind bags or just sell them for less. But like, they didn't even bother to like center the posts. Like, how annoying is that? Anyway, so what I'm going to try to do is I'm hoping that if I mix up some epoxy resin and spread it kind of in the back to like seal it up, seal the post on, kind of seal the edges, then it'll make it more durable so that we don't have to worry about the pin backs popping off and it taking like the faces and stuff with it. Because I don't want to sell a product that's going to be kind of crappy, so hopefully that solves the problem. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I've got a warming mat here that's just going to kind of keep things a little bit warm. It's kind of cold down here right now, and epoxy doesn't like to be cold. So that's what we're going to do. Let me know how things are going for you. We're just going to chat a little bit as I work and, try to get some things done. Conventions are creeping up. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. We're not going to be able to do anything with the ones where the faces have popped off. Unfortunately, they're dead. We can start laying out some of these little guys. I have to mix up the resin still. I was hoping to get it pre-mixed, but I ran out of time. If you have any questions for me, that one's really not centered. I'm sure I can answer questions as we work. I just want to talk to you guys, want to hang out. How do you like this? This is my little Def Taffy I don't know, mascot. And it's just a PNG that kind of moves its mouth when I talk. I thought we would try that out this time. I think it's kind of cute. That one is also not centered. Well, let me get some epoxy going. I don't know. My bottle is leaking a little bit. That's not fun. So what I'm going to do is probably mix up I guess just to be safe, I'm probably going to mix up a full one of these. I'd rather not just dump the extra into like a ghosty mold or something than to like run out while I'm in the middle of this. It's really hard. These are really cheap cups and it's really hard to see the numbers. Hold on, I need to mark where I need to mix it. Is the 10 and the 20 milliliter mark. You can see that. Howdy, Fearless. How are you doing on this fine day? Okay, there we go. Mic sounds good, but my Wi-Fi keeps kicking out. My Wi-Fi or your Wi-Fi? Both Wi-Fis? I plugged my computer into a cord for the internet, so hopefully it's not mine. I know the OBS kicked me out for a second, so it was giving me trouble earlier. This is the epoxy resin that I'm using right now. It is the Art and Glow Cast and Coating Epoxy Resin. It's just something that I got off of Amazon. It seems to work okay for me. Epoxy is not my favorite thing. It's pretty caustic. I prefer to use urethane, but also urethane tends to set up faster. I don't have as much problems with it, but sometimes you just need to use epoxy. Urethane, the stuff that you can get that's not gonna like totally kill you if you inhale it, isn't perfectly clear. And what we want here is something that's going to cure perfectly clear, and that's why we're going to need the epoxy. Now this epoxy, I believe it takes 24 hours to cure, so they're going to be sitting on this mat for a while. But let's just kind of get it mixed up here. What I'm doing is I'm just going to start stirring it, and I'm going to stir it until all of the swirls are gone, and it looks completely clear. I might have to go get a toothpick. I think I forgot to bring one down. Okay, it looks pretty good. Now, it's got bubbles in it, but I don't think the bubbles are going to matter too much. These are the backs of the pins. Plus, it should decast pretty well. since it's just going to be a thin layer. I do need a toothpick though, so hold on 1 minute. I'm going to go snag a toothpick because I don't think I have any right now because I did not think that I would need one because I don't know why. I knew I needed one, I forgot to grab one. So hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, I've got some toothpicks. So now we can start doing this. I'm going to keep pulling the backs off some of these pins while my hands are not covered in resin. Now I don't want to say where I got these pins from, because maybe they were just having a bad day. I don't know. But if you ever see an ad on Instagram advertising from a brand with a green monster, maybe consider not getting them. I didn't want to do all this extra work. I just wanted to put them on cards and be done with them. But I don't feel comfortable knowing that there's a possibility that the backs might pop off, because that would be sad. It's not like I was planning on selling them for a lot of money, maybe like $5, but still. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I think I'm gonna do is just kind of like do them one at a time, and then maybe I won't be reaching over them, which might cause problems. So change of plans, change of plans. Okay. Let's try this. All I'm going to do is just kind of drip the resin on there and then kind of spread it out with a toothpick. Hopefully this works. I think I already dripped some. Oh. And I hope this works. I hope I'm not ruining them right now. I have never done this before. Has anybody done this before? I'm really worried about the resin running over the edge, but I want to get it all the way to the edge because that's how it's going to seal in that decal on the back. All right, there's one down, maybe. And these couple here don't have paper on them, so I have to be especially careful with them. Fearless, how were things for your weekend? How was your weekend? Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend? Hello, welcome in, welcome in. I can see people popping in. We're just trying to put epoxy on the back of these pins to try to save them. Hello, Nikki. Welcome, welcome. I have these acrylic bat pins. Oh, I was going to show you one, but there's paper on it, which is a good thing because the two that don't have paper on them, I'm a little worried about. I have one here. No, they've all got paper on them. But they're these acrylic bat pins. When I got them, oh shoot. Sorry, I just dripped resin where I don't want it to go. When I got them, the some of the backs had peeled off. and I don't want that to happen on the ones that I'm selling. So I'm trying to fix them so that I don't have to worry about the pin backs peeling off or the decals scratching off. Because they kind of did it a little bit differently than I've seen some other places do it. They printed on the back and then just glued the pin back to it. Usually, or at least I've seen with some other manufacturers, they will print on the front of the acrylic and then put the epoxy on it so that the epoxy is covering the design and protecting it, and then you don't have to worry about the pin back peeling it off. I kind of did it in reverse, which I guess is causing a bit of an issue that hopefully I can correct. I've never domed epoxy onto something like this before, so this is new. I hope I'm not screwing them all up. But, you know, I guess if I mess them up, it's no big deal because I wouldn't feel comfortable selling them without doing this because I don't want the pin backs to pop off. What are my conventions plans for this year? Well, I've got 2 conventions so far that I'm going to them for sure. I'm going to Anime Idaho in Boise, and I'm doing that one in July, like the first weekend of July, just right after the 4th. And then I'm going to Otakon the first weekend of August. That one is in DC. Howdy, Dan. Welcome in. Do these glow in the dark with UV light? No, they don't. That would be super cool. But they're just acrylic pins that are typically made by printing on ink onto the back or front of acrylic. And then they've glued on a pin back. It's the pin back that I'm trying to fix because the pin backs have been pulling off the decals that are on the back. So I'm hoping by spreading a layer of resin on the back, it'll make them more durable. And I won't have to worry about the pin backs peeling anything off. Both of the conventions that I'm going to are anime conventions, although I am looking into for next year trying to expand my horizons a little bit and going to some conventions that maybe aren't necessarily anime themed. I'd like to try out some Halloween conventions or maybe some toy design conventions. Something like that. I'd like to go to My Little Pony convention in the middle of August, but I'm having trouble finding somebody to go with me. And because it's kind of far away, I didn't want to go by myself. It's in Seattle, or at least Bellevue, Washington, which is not a city I'm real familiar with, so I really didn't want to go by myself to go there. Yeah, game of shrooms can be fun. I did it one year, but I didn't have a lot of luck with other artists in my area also participating. For anybody watching this that isn't familiar with Game of Shrooms, it's like a worldwide art event that's hosted. Can't remember the name of the artist, but it's hosted by an artist. And the idea is that you make mushroom-themed art, and then you go out and you hide it out into the world and just share your art with people. And it's supposed to be kind of like a little bit like Swag and Seek, where you're just going out and seeing if you can find yourself some free mushroom art. I did it a couple years ago, and I put out some shroomies, and only one of them got picked up. The other one I had to go collect the day after because nobody found it. Not that I hit it hard, just, I don't know. It was really weird because there was an art festival going on at the time, and I had hit it at the art festival, so you would have thought that somebody would have picked it up, but nobody did. I don't see a lot of people in my area participating. Not a lot of people are hiding mushrooms. So I didn't participate last year because it just seemed like a waste of time if nobody was gonna actually find them. I don't know. What do you think? Should I go out and hide more mushrooms this year? Yes, you never know. I could try a bigger city. I could try a bigger city. I thought about driving to Salt Lake to try to hide them. I know there's a few more people in Salt Lake that do it. But I don't know. Sometimes I work that day and I can't really just drive down there. What are you dressing up as for your conventions? Do you have any favorite outfits you've worn in the past? Oh man, I don't do a lot of cosplay anymore. It's kind of hard sometimes when you're vending to like dress in cosplay because you're on your feet all day long, you're dealing with a lot of people. I'll probably just wear something that I think is cute but also comfortable. I'm not sure. I used to wear these this really cute corset outfit that I bought from Damsel in Distress. I like to wear that sometimes. But I might just wear a lot of pastels and purple. I've had t-shirts made in the past before that have had like my logo and stuff on them. Stick is helping me or just hindering me, getting in the way. I think it's hindering me. How about you, Nikki? Have you ever cosplayed before? What do you like to dress up as? You've done a lot of original characters. That can be cool. I think conventions are a good place to like express yourself, show off things that you're proud of, get creative. Vampires and wigs. That's pretty cool. Got a little bit of resin on the point of this and I try to take off. It's leaking. That was too much resin. This is hard. Hats off to the people that like do this a lot because the resin is just leaking. Leaking a lot. I wonder what I can do. It's fun to go with friends in a large group. I agree. It's always more fun to go to a convention with friends than it is to go by yourself. To my thing. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this resin is just leaking all over the front of them. That's why I wanted to keep the paper on. But I don't know if this is going to work. This might not be a good plan. It's probably because they're not laying flat on this heat mat. But I was worried without the heat mat they weren't going to cure. But maybe we're going to have to like move them off the heat mat. This might get weird. Hold on. Okay, goodbye heat mat. I'm just trying to squirt some rubbing alcohol on here to see if I can wipe up some of this mess I made. Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of some of the resin is like run away from the corners and just like run off some of the sides here. This one here is probably ruined because that was one of the ones that doesn't have paper on it, and there's just resin stuck to the front of it now. It's no bueno. Sometimes things don't always work out the way that you plan. Just gotta keep going, I guess. Still have a resin stuck on the end of that. Is there a website where I sell and promote my art? You can find... I don't have it very much listed right now. I'm still trying to sort my life out a little bit, but Ko-fi is a place where you can go. All of these links are like in the description of the video, but also like in the description of my YouTube channel. You can go to Ko-fi. I have a shop on Ko-fi that you can buy things from. You can also choose to become like a member. Right now, I just have a couple little like trial memberships. I haven't started getting into like sending things to people for like monthly memberships. So right now, you can either just pledge, I think it's like $1 a month to get into our Discord server. And then just chat with a bunch of other people about cool things like art and projects, music, and just kind of hang out. Or there's another option that is, I think, $3 a month. That also gets you into the Discord server, but with that one, you also, I'll send you a postcard with some art on it, just as like a thank you. That's all I've got right now. I'd like to look into maybe doing a sticker club or a pin club or something where you get sent stickers or pins each month, but I'm just not ready to do that yet. Maybe towards the end of the year. If I can get some more people interested in my memberships, then for sure we'll start doing some more complicated ones that get you more perks. I also am selling on Etsy for now. Etsy is kind of going in the garbage. They've been promoting a lot of like drop shipper, Chinese garbage, and AI art has been running rampant on Etsy lately. So a lot of people are moving away from Etsy. But for now, I have an Etsy. I'm working on getting a website finished that we can have a shop on so that I can sell things through just my web shop, but that's probably a few months out before I can get that finished. Right now, I'm just mostly concentrating on trying to get all my art like ready to go for these conventions that are coming up. Just because I've got a lot of inventory I have to count and projects I've got to finish up and redoing my table design and trying to get, you know, all that fun stuff going. I'm just starting out. I used to do this for years and years and years, but I kind of let myself slip and I haven't been doing the conventions or selling online for quite some time, so I'm just trying to get back into the swing of things right now. And it's kind of hard to just, you know, to start back up again, so one thing at a time, I guess. This resin's starting to get really thick. Maybe that'll help keep it from pouring off the edges of the pin. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing because my wing is in the way. There we go. Yeah, starting to string. I was gonna say, can you see that? But really, probably you can't. This webcam is not very good. I am working on a solution for that, though. Maybe next week we'll have a better time seeing what we're doing. It's starting to become thick like honey. Means I don't know how much longer I've got to work with it. I wasted a bunch of resin. Oh well. Like I said, I wasn't sure what I was doing, just I knew that I couldn't have them untreated on the back. Starting to think that maybe I should just throw these ones into some mystery packs and reorder them from a better supplier. I don't know if it's worth the time to try to fix them. Yeah, this is getting really gloopy. Oh no. If there was anywhere in the world you could, where would it be? You mean like where I could go? I think you might have worded that wrong. Visit. Okay, anywhere I could visit. I would love to visit Japan. That's definitely a bucket list place to go. It seems like a pretty cool place. I think Singapore would be kind of cool to go to too. Where in Japan? All over Japan. Yeah, my resin is starting to struggle. It's just not liking what I'm doing now. It's kind of goopy. Is there any artist or influencer I would like to collaborate with? I'll be honest, I'm a bit of a hermit, an online hermit. I don't know a lot of people. um who would I want to collaborate with? Um I don't know. I don't I don't know a lot of people, like online people. I'm not all up in the know. So I can't think of anybody right now that I would want to collaborate with. I'm too shy. George's technology. No, not even George's technology. Maybe. Maybe. I hear that guy's got some sweet machines that I could use. I don't care for how messy this is getting with how sticky this resin's become. This is probably a good point to let part. I've heard that when it gets like this, you mix the glitter in it, and then you cast your dice, and then the glitter doesn't sink. But I've never tried it. But it's definitely not loving what I'm doing right now with trying to spread it on the back of these pins. If anybody's got some solutions to this problem, not the resin curing too fast, but just what I can do to put on the back of these to get them to not pop off, I would love to hear it because this is taking way too long and this resin is curing way too fast. I thought it was a good idea, but now I'm thinking it's not a good idea. What's my favorite resin? I prefer to work with urethane resin, which has a much lower viscosity and a quicker cure time than epoxy does. So it wouldn't be ideal for trying to do it on the back of these pins like this, but it is better for making things like horns and toys and stuff like that. I much prefer it to epoxy. Trying to decide if I want to continue. I might let these cure overnight and then see if they're gonna work before I go and try to do more. Because it's just... I mean, I got 9 pins done in an hour. That's not a very good turnaround. So I don't know if I want to keep on this path. I am tempted just to reorder these pins from somebody else. Yeah, I would have to make more resin to put on the backs, and I don't know if I'm willing to do that. So I think we're going to call it the day. We're just going to call it here. We've been going for about an hour, so I guess that's good enough. Thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for everybody who's been chatting with me and asking me questions. I'm sorry that this plan did not go to plan. I'm not sure what we're going to do next week. Probably some sort of packaging. That seems to be a little bit more better use of my time, but I don't know. I'll come up with something. We'll definitely do it again next week. Probably on Monday. Today on Tuesday was a bit of a fluke just because of the way scheduling worked out with the holiday. But yeah, we'll see ya in a week. Bye!